Okay, so this is going to be the last time we're going to be using Justin Bieber's picture reference to learn about drawing principles. And if anyone is wondering where this reference is coming from, it's from a book called Use This If You Want to Be Great at Drawing, an Inspirational Sketchbook. And it's by Henry Carroll and Selwyn Lemming. And it's available now. And it's an interesting book, and I highly recommend this for novice to have a go at the exercises that they offer. So here you see that I'm using to illustrate um, that drawing is all about trying to mimic uh, drawing what you see. So here y- I'm I've placed Justin Bieber's reference picture upside down, and just to show you that it is what it is. That I'm just looking at the shapes, the elements of each, like the eyes to the nose and everything. It's relatable through angles, alignment, proportions, and mainly shapes. You and then just adding a few of shades and shadows, and that's it. It creates this big picture. Okay, so it's not perfect, but just to show you how it is, if you want to draw what you see, and here's what you do, is you look at the shapes, angles, proportion, alignments, and that's it, and put a bit of shadow. So I'm going to be showing the same principle. Okay, so drawing is has a pretty much the same principle of just alignment, shape, and angles, proportion. And here I'm showing you a real urban sketching, or sketching on location, which I've done many times. And here's one that I filmed while I was at a cafe, and using a brush pen by drawing out the thicker outlines first and details later. I managed to have finished the line sketching in a matter of about less than 10 minutes. I'm trying to complete everything from the head to toe with this group of women chatting. And I'm adding a bit of color here. So I'm using two colors. Well, I picked up this reddish brown called pimentite, uh, sort of like a reddish brown um, mineral base, and I've added a bit of French ultramarine, which is the dark blue, and it makes this interesting gray tone that you could see. I can make it darker by adding a few, I mean, each pigment if I wanted to, and it's just a simple blocking out of the shapes that I see, and just giving a bit of value shadows here, which is like ambient shadows, not really focused or hard shadows. So I'm darkening the last parts, I'm darkening some of the hair here and adding some more grays. But do be cautious enough not to overwork this sketch, and that's it. So the main take of this sketch is just looking at the uh, uh, recording what you observe, and it's really not about just doing a fine work, but here I'm going to be showing you some more interesting combinations. Let's just say that Well, this is what you call a chromatic gray. So I'm taking two colors and trying to mix them. So this one, the primary being color pigment, is going to be the blue, and the secondary color, which is an orange, pyrrole orange here in particular. So if we mix these two opposites of the color wheel, in theory, these two cancel out, and they make a gray, sort of gray, a very nice gray, uh, a warm type of gray, a bright type of gray. So here, what if I pre-mix them prior to putting them in paper? So I'm just mixing them together here and then applying them onto paper. So there's a big difference between mixing them on paper and pre-mixing them before you apply them on paper. So it's the same combination of pigments. So that's the warm gray that I'm after. But as you can see on the second try, the blues and the orange are separating a bit. It makes interesting. So what if I'm going to be taking one of the primary reds, pigments called red, and having a darker green, which is opposite to the color wheel. And if you mix both, the result would be something darker, as you can see here. So it's well, I tried to do a combination of yellow and violet, but it seems that my violet was more red, so the result was not really this. But it came out to be more interesting. So here you could see these color combinations. So you could choose some of this, but the last one, even though as a mistake, hey, it turned out very interesting. Anyway, so that's it for today, and hopefully you learned something. And by adding these sort of grays or values, the sketch becomes interesting. Well, thank you for watching.